Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Eras mod. So, let's get us back up to speed on what's going on. We have been removing or redeploying troops towards Bavaria. We're going to concentrate there. As the Prussians just recently stopped trading with us, could be an indication that they want to declare war on us. So we need to be ready for that. So we're going to gather troops there. If it is that they're still going to just kind of hold this area, then that's just fine, because it blocks an Austrian advance through this area, and instead then I could be able to focus all the troops on going down into Italy. But I don't think I would go further than Venice before we'd actually have to declare war on the Prussians. I think though, before I go ahead and declare war on the Prussians, some of these armies, basically what we'll do is we'll move as much as we can here in terms of the armies, and then taking a look at the situation, if I'm sending them down to aid the troops going through Italy, or if we relocate them up through, taking out Hanover and Mecklenburg, opening up then for the attack on the Prussians. Quick strike at Berlin and the Pomeranian city of Stettin up here. They have nothing close by, so the Prussians' rest of their territories would be isolated, and it would open up for other. But that's far in the future. What I'm thinking we're gonna do today is we have two battles lined up. So we have Grouchy. I don't know, I got something in my throat there. Grouchy, ready to take on the Portuguese. It's a pretty darn tough fight. Looks like it's going to be possibly even a river battle, where we got two full stacks to fight. Lots of cannons, lots of horse, and so on. We're still pursuing, Davout is still pursuing the British here. I want to hold off on that, because outer assaults has a tendency of killing a lot more of my men, and I don't want to spend a load of time dealing with this. It actually looked like, after the British lost the battle here, like they were trying to evacuate, but I don't know, the fleet didn't got the memo, or maybe the Spanish fleet is actually blocking them. I'm not sure what's going on there, but we could very well destroy them before they are able to evacuate, be evacuated by the navy. So that's one fight we've got. The other one is the one over here, as Sul is ready to march on the Sardinians. And we got a similar situation here, but less pressing, because the Sardinians don't have as many troops. Now, we can't see a lot of territory here, so I don't know what the Austrians have in this territory. Could obviously surprise us, but definitely not as tough of a fight to start off here. Also, at this point, of course, now I've finally gone ahead and recruited the Marines, so we've got Hall's Marines as part of this army, the only guard unit for this army as of current. Besides possibly then the 8 cuirassiers. So I think we're going with the fight right here. In terms of going over the other stuff, the economy is going really well. A lot of it thanks to the fact that we're now trading in ivory. Brought up trade a lot. But then tax income has been increasing as well. I think it's also a lot because Town Watch has been reduced a lot through the technological advances, bringing in a lot of happiness, since I've been focusing on bringing in happiness rather than military or industrial advances, as those generally bring happiness down. So we've been focusing on theatre, nationalism, secularism and stuff like that to bring in happiness. I don't know if it's interesting to see who's who in the prestige matter. Currently, the victory conditions, we are up to 19 provinces. We need another 21, and hopefully I'll gain at least one today, and I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and strike here. Now, I could try and fight here, but I don't like the terrain of going forest and so on. I would rather see if I could fight them here and drag most of this out, and also heading this way will get me closer to Milan, so that I could possibly even see what the Austrians have in Milan. And I'm lucky because there's nothing in Milan. They were not expecting an attack on this axis at all. And I think they were right to do so, because they probably didn't. I wasn't gonna attack here anyways, or I didn't have any plans to go here before I had dealt with the peninsula. But the Sardinians pressed my hand, and so now here we are. What it looks like though is they were not able to bring up the reinforcements from the town. So this is a small force that we will absolutely crush, and it looks like today's big battle will be going down in Portugal. But before we do that, we have 1,300 men that needs dispatching. The battle is underway on this snow-covered field. It's actually very flat in this region. Currently very little has happened, although, or at least this is the very start of the battle. The enemy has inflicted quite a bit of damage on me, though. There's something about the Sardinians, it seems, that they are able to inflict very heavy casualties on my troops. This unit, as you can see here, has lost 60 men already, while the enemy has barely lost anyone. I'm trying to figure out a way to get my troops in order here. Let's see. This brigade got messed up in so many ways. And then we got the Hussars coming in to surround the enemy. Looks like they've shifted focus to this unit instead. We are putting down a lot of damage on the enemy. I would normally never dare to set up artillery fire like this, but since this has sort of the same firing arc as in Empire, we're able to fire above the light troops and hit the enemy. I think though that we'd probably get more bang for the buck by firing through these guys. I think we'll be a little bit more aggressive with our elites and this Fusilier unit right here as we start bringing up the flank on the enemy. We should probably push the flank on this side as well. The center of it though has already at this point lost about 180 men across these three units. These guys though are not under fire, and they could definitely gain ground on the enemy while the cavalry makes its way around. Let's see, the Marines have started firing. They're also received fire as they've lost a few men. I don't think they're targeted right now. I don't think anyone of these units are targeted right now. Oh, you have also lost 60 men? How has everyone already lost so many men? Let's see if we can't gain even a little bit more. Here is where we're definitely making gains. This unit has now fallen below 200. That's great. if we can see about doing a little bit more damage. God damn it. No, I do not. If we could get to see about doing a little bit more damage on the enemy. It seems like they're really weak on this side, actually. Weak unit plus voltageers in retreat. We got another unit of voltageers. I do not like the amount of losses, though, right now. Oh, the enemy was broken there, both then towards you. And the artillery will hold. And now the hussars will strike at the two light formations. This infantry was broken. Let's order an advance. Let's order advance on all sides here. Light troops don't really stand a chance. They're too spread out. The militia definitely don't stand a chance either. So the hussars will go for them. We're gonna have a little bit more of a problem here against the infantry unit that is fighting the two units of heavy cavalry. But as more and more units surrounding it is starting to break, and now that they see the hussars coming up behind them, they'll most likely break. And there we go, we have a victory. But it looks like it came at quite the price for our side. There we go, victory. Here's the result of the battle. We managed to destroy their entire force. Only 52 men came away. However, we lost almost 500 men, which is way too many soldiers, I'd say. The Marines were actually the highest. They killed the most, even above the cavalry units, which I find kind of surprising. Even the hussars. It's not that much difference, but still, comparatively, 205. Fusiliers did, in a lot of instances, really poorly. But there we have it. Unfortunately, a unit survived. God damn it. Monsieur, this is not great. However, I'm not too concerned. It would have been worse had there actually been a sizable force stationed here, but the Sardinians are definitely, not something to trifle with. But with that battle done, let's go ahead and see if we can't conduct the battle here. I do have movement range to actually strike at the town, but I feel as though they're probably going to intercept me, given their numbers. But going directly for the town is actually a fort. They didn't intercept me. I could have probably gone past them and brought the battle to the fort. Jesus Christ, they have a lot of artillery. They don't have that many troops comparative to us. They have 4,000 men in total. A large part due to the fact that they've got tons on tons of cavalry. And tons of artillery. They got 3 howitzers. They've got 9-pounder, 6-pounder, 3-pounder, 3-pounder, 3 units of howitzers. Got rifles and lots of light infantry of different kinds. It's going to be an interesting battle, but you know what? We won't know until we actually fight it, will we? And so with that said, let's go ahead and fight this battle. Given that the enemy has deployed right up at the river, we got to prepare to start the battle right away. It's going to be an artillery duel until we can figure out a way to get across. Definitely need to suppress a lot of the enemy's artillery before we even try. I have split my forces, so we're going to try and cross the bridge as well. I'm not sure if this is a good idea to split the army, but I'm thinking right now, given the artillery that the enemy brings, trying to cross any of the, or crossing at a single point, is probably going to be quite deadly. If I'm able to spread it out a little bit, could work, but who knows? What we're going to start with is what I can say before here. Right as we start, we've got the grenadiers along here, the lights, the dragoons, and then here's all the infantry, the fusiliers of the line, and the bandit. I've been saying Chun the bandit for quite a while. I knew it was some sort of, alright geezers, Chun the bandit, ain't it? But I believe it actually means vomit, so vomit bandit. Right, you know you can switch names, right? Or maybe you are, in fact, a Chunda bandit. And with that said, let's go ahead and start. So, they've got 4 pieces of artillery here. And we're going to try and suppress them. At the same time, as I'm going to try and advance here on the river crossing. Comes a massive barrage start off. The enemies start off with their cannons deployed. Looks like they're moving them, or not entirely sure what's going on here. We seem to have... we got a carriage, so they won't be able to move one of the cannons, hopefully. Sounds good, they'll hopefully lose that one. And given the fact that they're clumping their troops together here, we'll do a lot of damage. Look at all them horses coming down there. Could fire... That's perfect with the cannons. Wait a minute. There's, we've got rifles on our side of the river. Possibly the hussars. Oh, I've already dealt a blow. The howitzer is forced away. At the same time, the enemy has now started opening up fire with their guns. They've got 15 guns, which are currently trained upon us. Looks like... Oh, their rifles are opening fire at the lights, Youngman, and the entire light brigade. It might be a bad idea to actually bring the... Oh, there goes the general, but it's not the proper general though. It's just the reinforcement one. I think the hussars probably gonna have a better time doing damage here coming up from behind. That's a lot of cavalry about to come down at us. Oh shit, they're already over. I'm gonna order them to halt and form squares. Let's see. Oh, they're turning to face the hussars. Hussars, strike, damn you, strike! Luckily for me, they weren't reloaded, and the hussars got in time. The squares are holding the enemy at bay. And currently, all the gunfire is going past. Are they going for my dragoons? Make sure to get rid of all of that. Any of the troops that survive this battle here will be able to retreat back to the town and fight for a second battle. So I want to kill as many of these as possible. I can't even see there's 20 of them left. You will head over to the Fusiliers, which should start their approach to the river. Okay, 4-pounders. Fire on that cavalry. Hussars are tired. So is the enemy. Oh, they move. They've moved in between the my dragoons. Right, the 4-pounders are pounding the enemy cavalry. The Hussars will be ordered to make a stand here then. I think we've done sufficient enough damage that now when the Hussars strike, the enemy will falter. I'm not sure here who we're gonna let's go ahead and do it like that. Alright, the enemy cavalry was seen away over here. Let's see if we can't gain some ground then on the crossing point. Alright, forward. And the Fusiliers move forward. They've got cavalry unit actually moving over the bridge. I will not be pursuing the Hussars at this point. Are way too tired. More enemy cavalry is coming across. You know what? Drop the light formation. And then we'll do like this for now. And then in between all of them like that. Let's see, where are my dragoons? Yeah, I was wondering what was shouting all the way back here. They're way tired. Right, we get all of these into a line. Oh! Are they going for my infantry or are they going for... I'm not sure. I'll deploy these two to face that way. The rest will continue. It looks pretty clear they're coming this way. And then these three might not want to extend beyond the squares. I think we can handle that. Meanwhile, all of these guys have been moved into line. Let's get the... You know what? Let's focus in all the guns right there. Boost them. Destroy those 9-pounders. It's bigger than our guns. Right, let's see. The remnants of the enemy general is making it across. Let's not lose anyone here unnecessarily to any of their stupid charges. Right. We are receiving quite a bit of cannon fire. Thing that worries me right now is prolonged, sustained fire by the enemy cannons is going to break down all my bloody infantry. Dragoons will keep them back here. Right now the shots are bouncing through like this, which is not great. I think we'll move on an angle like this Rather than making a line like this across from the point, I'll do it on diagonally. Also, I think I forgot to tell the grenadiers to fire at will at this point. And you'll stay behind. And then we'll have the dragoons up here. We need to silence those guns. We've silenced one gun here. Nothing here. Nothing here. We have killed crew. They have very little crew. Like they've very little extra crew for the guns. We're absolutely bombarding the place. They've got no carriages whatsoever left here. But they're still able to inflict a lot of damage on us. Right now, since they're all focusing this way, we might then have a chance to get across, if it weren't for the fact that they're sending over yet another cavalry unit. We'll advance just for a bit, and then we'll see about if we can cross here. A cheeky charge by the hussars. Some banditry. Looks like we've actually hit something here. We've hit some crew. And the gun is not too happy as of right now. They're moving over a lot of cavalry to the bridge now. Which means my hussars won't be able to get across. I mean, just as much as their guns are doing damage to me, my guns are doing quite the damage to them as well. But we're not really close to moving across right now. The entire line opened up. Got a few of them as they got off the bridge. There's one. Scraping his face off. You have a what's it called? Fall with your bike. You were out biking as a kid. Scraped your knee or anything. Just imagine getting your entire body dragged along like that by a bloody horse. Let's see. We aren't really doing... I mean, I feel like counter battery fire... I generally don't see many results of that. But then again, I mean, if you think about it, if you have to stand here and like manually try to calculate how much powder and where to sort of aim, it's not that surprising that we're not hitting anything with the trees, with the river and so on. I feel though like we don't need a lot more for these guys to probably just decide to leave. Cavalry's come across. Very tired. And they're going head on towards the line. Don't really stand a chance, do they? This guy just rides back and forth, taunting us. Here comes the hussars. There's a risk of them getting fired upon here if we move too soon. I feel like we'd just move closer and form square and actually catch this bastard. Let's have the hussars move around this way instead. There's another one. They've got so much cavalry, and there's probably more on the way as well. The area is kind of open now. For a crossing, there is one cavalry squadron moving around here. Could I, you know what, focus all artillery fire on that? And then they don't have any units for like quick response to deal with me crossing. And that would allow me to hopefully cross at both points at the same time, reducing the amount of fire we would be receiving. Yeah, screw off. Right, they've got one squadron defending. I feel like they'll probably hold up. Oh, we got the gun! We got one of the guns. But there's still 10 of them left. The best thing is probably to send the grenadiers over first, rather than the light infantry. So they can form proper squares if attacked. Let's go ahead and prepare for a crossing on this side as well with a bridge. Normally you try to avoid the bridge crossing as much as possible, because it's not really a good crossing. They're stuck on our side of the river. If there's any guy, like, fire a single bloody round through that unit, make sure that it does not come back. I feel like that was enough, even though we just took out just a single one of them. Oh, no, they're moving to cross here. The light's probably just shooting our friendlies in the back. Plenty enough. Right. Keep marching. Get across. They're gonna have a lot of artillery back here as well. Well, not really. Maybe I should... We're not receiving any counter battery fire, so we could probably move the guns up and do a lot more damage. We're gonna have the entire brigade cross the bridge. Hopefully that will work out. At the same time, our infantry is crossing, the grenadier brigade is crossing the river. Nasty fire from the enemy as we're trying to cross. All the guns ordered forward. Maybe I should have moved... I mean, I could probably have moved the cavalry over first, but I feel like the cavalry don't need a lot of cannonballs to hit them before they go ahead and break. And currently you can see the enemy is bringing up the other guns as well. And so these ones have nothing to fire at except for the troops that's going to be on this side of the river. Let's make sure they don't mess about. Yeah, it looks like they're doing well. Sometimes they get like a disordered march up where there's like one line of troops that go across. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Right, but it looks like we've really come across here. So we'll order everyone else across. We're closing in. Also, if I close in further here, I might be able to... I don't think we have a range. We have so many 6-pounders and so on, but very few of the heavier guns for our army. A lot of these 6-pounders and 4-pounders. Not so many 8s and 12s. I don't think we will. I mean, I would have to advance quite a bit. And that's just to get the 6-pounder to be able to fire back. But we're definitely closer now. Should be able to do quite the impact on the enemy army. The hussars should come along now. Those howitzer shots are gonna be nasty. Need to start to... they're just holding right here. Easy targets for the guns. The question is if they like realize that I'm gonna specifically target them. So I'm gonna order to target the ground instead. We broke that one immediately upon repositioning here. Plus the grenadiers. And the horses are now giving way as well. 6-pounders start hitting these, and the 4-pounders will hit the enemy over here. Right, time to deploy into line. Try and lose as few troops as possible. And then the hussar will come across. There's quite a few cavalry units and infantry now coming across. The Grenadier Brigade has made a successful landing on the other side and is ready to see off the enemy Grenadiers, which are marching up now. They're about to start trading fire here. Meanwhile, cannon at... Why is this guy is still here? Ooh, did we just took a nasty shot here? That's not great. What are they bringing up? That's cavalry? Lights? I feel like this, when this gets down here, we can try and bring all of this into each other and see about sandwiching the enemy. The lights will be ordered out. The dragoons will be ordered to the back. I don't know, is this one even firing at this point? I think they've completely lost the plot here. Then it's not that useful for us to fire at. The 6-pounder will then fire on the advancing troops instead. They've got the high ground here. We should take the high ground. I'll order 2 units to move that way. And then these guys will hold. I think the howitzers, I will be able to come around and get them with the hussars going that way. And then the dragoons will be going this way. The enemy grenadiers continues straight into the fire of the entire Grenadier Brigade. Plus then, of course, I've ordered both the 4-pounders to focus in on them. Which might not be that necessary at this point. We might see better results firing straight into this. They're no longer even coming this way. Or not in... not nearly in the same fashion. But the enemy is definitely targeting this part right here with their guns. Oh, they're firing for the howitzer or the hussars now. The Hussars will make a mad dash across the field going directly for the guns. They need to be supported as soon as possible by the 2 Dragoon units. I feel like what we'll do here is we'll have the lights move up ahead of the Grenadiers, and then the Grenadiers will go ahead and head up here, and we'll try and surround the enemies. They're now kind of moving into this part right here. Grenadiers will now hold fire and head to this side right here. We've started to meet the enemy on this side. And we'll be moving in on them. Right, there comes the Hussars. They took a hit. Let's support them. Have the Dragoons hurry as fast as possible. We've got the Grenadiers marching in the back as the lights have now moved up to deal with the Grenadiers. Currently all the cannon fire is going into this mess right here, and hopefully causing quite a bit of quite the stir in among those guys. Chun the Bandit and the 84th should be moving up on this high ground here, while you will be moving like that. They are suffering heavily under the heavy fire. The Hussars have been successful. There's 2 more units of infantry here. Ooh, they're facing us. But I feel like we're attacking from multiple angles. We'll be able to get them. They're kind of unsure of where to go. And the 2 cavalry units strike at the same time. At the same time as we took out the artillery. How have we not sent this guy packing? Right, the enemy was sent away. The 84th up here quickly. The rest of the troops up. Grenadiers ordered into here. The cavalry will make their way away now as they've achieved their objective of taking out all the enemy's artillery. I'm gonna spread out the fire a little bit, and we'll hope that these guys, I can't believe they're still standing at 113. The 84th will have a good overview here, firing down upon the enemy, and then the rest of the brigade will advance straight forward through here, and the cavalry will come to a position behind. The amount of cannon fire going in here is going to be a slight problem, because there's of course a risk that the shots might be bouncing into our own grenadiers. Finally, the enemy grenadiers were sent off. The Grenadier Brigade is more or less ready now. It'll be moving up like this, and then we can see the infantry coming in like this. Right, fire at these guys as they're marching up. With all of them coming in, very good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're firing almost on our own here. I'm gonna fire in the one furthest in the back, I guess. Oh, the guards are coming straight at us. I guess they're moving to charge us. But I don't know. Yeah, he's really close. I'm gonna order the entire brigade back then. And then order the grenadiers into place a little bit faster here. Let's hold. We're gonna get shot to pieces. Right. Reposition yourself. Let's unnerve this one that's just arrived to the battle. I think maybe I shouldn't have moved these guys back at all. Just holding the position as they were, they probably might have broken this on their own now. The grenadier continuously to following after the rest of these guys. Of the cavalry. We'll hit them from all sides and it'll be just as confused as the last one we did that to. Probably friendly fire, or if it's the lights, the enemy lights, that is shooting this one apart. Oh yeah, friendly cannon fire is going here now. It's probably the rifles then. The enemy rifles which are doing all that damage. Yeah, the Grenadier Brigade is not in a good spot. They will be ordered back. And the infantry advance now. Right, let's see about striking at this guy. All my infantry is going to come up through the back soon and support here. He's still kind of unaware of the danger he's in. I realize they're fatigued, but the battle is soon done. Right, hold here. Deal some damage. We got 3 coming through here. Okay, maybe not that far away. Back to the front. The lights are holding on. Some of them have some weird priorities here, which they need to figure out. Right, the enemy was destroyed over there. We'll have the dragoons will continue forward, while the hussars will see about chasing down troops. Right, the grenadiers were sent off. Let's gain the high ground. Go through the woods. The 84th. Plenty good targets for the artillery to fire through here now. Grenadier facing only part of this brigade. These guys will pull back, regroup, and then face this one. So all 3 on 1. They're breaking apart here. Let's keep the pressure up. I want all the lights to now move forward as we're about to sandwich the enemy. Ever heard of the Earl of Sandwich? Spam in between 2 pieces of bread? The height of British cuisine. Right, let's get the troops in order. The Grenadiers facing the enemy Grenadiers, but I don't know if you could probably get a better spot. And the 87th could probably also get a little bit of a better spot. It seemed to be broken all over here. Let's have the Hussars and the Dragoons go after the retreating troops. Make sure to get rid of as many of these as possible. Right, most of these are now breaking. With sufficient artillery fire, these guys will be breaking as well. You know what? Oh, 57th broke. We need to support up there. Here, these guys are not gonna stand. Continue through. At this point, though, the artillery does not have a lot of great targets, but the 6-pounder can probably hit these guys out there. The 4-pounders, though, need to hold fire. Right, go after the retreating troops. Oh, we've got chasseurs dealing with the enemy rifles. And they were overrun. Oh, the enemy is trying to get away. We'll sandwich them in between ourselves. They're trying to get away from the infantry that's advancing this way. The lights set up here. The 9th should be able to deal with these. And these will just hold to stop the enemy from getting away. And we're gonna hold these two to make sure that these grenadiers don't get away. And these are about to march straight into us. And then the 2 dragoons will attack here to break these. The 57th got back. And the 6-pounder needs to hold fire. The Hussars need to make it over here. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, even with the difficulties we were pressed against, we have been successful in crossing the river, opening the road to Lisbon. Here's the result of that victory. We deployed 3,000 men against 4,000 of the enemy. We ended up losing 900 men, while the enemy lost 3,600. I could imagine situations that we would have lost even more trying to do those crossings, had it been for the artillery fire. We were able to manage all of that. When we take a look at the kills here, cavalry in the top, no surprise there, followed by a Fusilier unit, a 4-pounder, 6-pounder, cavalry, or the cannons doing well, chasseurs, the 84th, puking guys, 57th, the 9th. I thought the 9th would do more, actually. But I guess not. Or just the lights in general. A lot of the lights, as we can see down here, 3 of the lights here in the bottom did not very well. They didn't lose that many, except for... Oh, this is actually Grenadier. The Grenadier lost a lot, but the 2 lights didn't lose too many compared to what they killed. But I thought they would be able to shoot more of the enemy. I think they got a bit confused there, where they were aiming at other areas and stuff, which caused them not to lay down as much fire as I would want to. But there we have that. A good victory. The thing is, though, high resupply rate, and a lot of troops will be spawning in defense of the town. But it's still better to lay the siege. A lot of the troops that are spawning, though, is mob troops. I wonder if they can do that. Like, right now, the troops that spawn in defense are mostly these mobs. But in Empire, the troops that spawn for defense could be guard units and all kinds of that. So maybe they should do something like that. I don't think we will be... This battle will be, I think, a pretty slow slug. And, which those, what's it called? Fort battles usually are. I could go after this. If I wanted to give it an extra turn to cook these guys a little bit, I would go after this guy. But maybe I'd rather go after this one up here and then just kind of finish this off camera. These battles usually take forever, breaking down a fort and so on, and it's like, it's a pretty shit fort battle. It's all armed citizenry, which is god-awful. They've got 16 morale, actually, which is quite high. 14 for my guys. But cavalry in a fort, 2 broken down cannons, they're not going to be able to withstand that. It's just going to take a load of time. Same with the rest of this. But I think I'm not entirely sure what I'll do, but I'll definitely show you some highlights from that at the start of the next video. But once that is done, the peninsula will be under our control, and these 2 armies will immediately start to head over to the Italian campaign, join in there. And so by the start of the next video, hopefully what we're ready to do is this army right here is ready to attack the Sardinians and take them out. And we might have some sort of greater organization here where we're able to either go north or south or whatever we have in stored, or maybe against the Prussians, as they figure out that they definitely need to go ahead and do something here, not just sitting on their bloody asses. But anyways, the Portuguese are gone. Even though they put up a great fight throughout here, they will be destroyed. I'm wondering here. The thing is, I very much dislike the Spanish Navy, which is everywhere. And I wouldn't want the Spanish to kind of wake up again and deal with me. So I'm questioning whether or not maybe I will just have one of these ready on ships, ready to launch them quickly at this island, and then just delete the Spanish. So I don't have to see all these stupid Spanish navies everywhere. Because I fear like they will turn, and as of right now, I don't have the money to, or I do have the money to spend on the navy, but I haven't spent the money on a navy. I will be spending money to create the Polish army right now, because I make 25,000 per turn here. And as soon as this one is done, I will be able to build some more discounted ships out of here. And then I'll be able to actually put some fear into the enemy nations. In terms of our navy anyways. Not that... Oh! This region has rebelled. That's not good, but it didn't spawn at its own nation. It leaves... I wonder what my allies here, Murat, is doing, if they're fighting the Austrians back and forth here. Anything, or if there's... Given the fact that they have very little troops down here, the Austrians, I don't think the... that Murat and the Kingdom of Naples has tried anything further north of Rome. There's no buildings on fire here either. Anyways, we don't need to drag this out anymore. Oh yeah. Wonder where these guys gonna land. Last time, one of these nations up here, it was the Dutch actually sending out, but they ended up landing in their old land again. So maybe we'll hope they do that. Oh, the British! They've built Nelson's column. Pfft, taunting me. We need to spend the money to build the Arc de Triomphe as soon as possible. I have the money to do it, but I feel like I'm gonna spend this on troops. And with that said, I will go ahead and end this. So, I'll say as I always say. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.